What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Birds of the Roundtable, a show where we break down our top reactions, top takeaways on everything we learned from the Eagles' W over the Giants and look ahead to their upcoming matchup with the Chicago Bears. Guys, if you're watching us live, like that button, subscribe wherever you're watching, comment with us, talk with us, everything and anything Philadelphia Eagles. Let's do intros. I'll go clockwise. My man Shane Half over there at _TPL. What's good, Shane?
What's good? Did you just say like that button? Is that what I heard you say?
I don't know what I'm saying. I haven't done a lot of shows last week. I've been sick, so now I'm back. So who knows?
Hey, it works for me. It works
Still
for
that fever going, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Joining us, my man Eric from Philly Sports Alliance. What's good, Eric?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Let's talk Eagles.
Let's do it. And then we've got the Ryans, Ryan Squared down below there. What's up, Ryans?
What up? What's up, guys? Thanks for having us.
Love it. Let's jump right in with our top takeaways from the Eagles offense versus the New York Giants. The Eagles cruised to victory, man, over the Giants, improving to 12-1, 2 postseason berths under 2 seasons under Nick Sirianni, man. Just the Eagles broke a ton of records in this one. Most points the Giants have given up all season. Third straight game for the Eagles with at least 34 points. The biggest fourth quarter lead by the Eagles versus the Giants on the road since 1971. It was the second most points the Eagles have scored over the Giants. The most was back in 1959 when the Eagles scored 49 points. And it was the first time in team history, as we all know, where the Eagles have 3 dudes with 10 touchdowns in Hurts, Brown, and Sanders. I'm going to throw it to you, Shane. What was the Eagles' What was the top takeaways for the Eagles on offense versus the Giants?
Over the last 3 weeks, the Eagles you remember Dallas Goedert gets hurt. The schedule's all weird. They drop a game to the Commanders. They don't look sharp against the Colts. All that's in the past. Over the last 3 weeks, the Eagles' offense has averaged 43 points per game and 468 yards per game. And in 2 of those 3 games, they've pulled starters for almost the entire fourth quarter. This offense is legit. It's the most complete offense in the NFL. And to be honest, I have no clue how you game plan to stop this offense. Like most teams, you can look at a team like the Chiefs or a team like the Bills or the Dolphins, as it were, the last 2 weeks. But you can look at these high-powered teams, and I can tell you, like, in theory, this is how you stop this team. Pulling it off's hard, but in theory, here's how you do it. Against the Eagles, I have no idea how to even tell you to begin to stop this team. You just can't.
Love it. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, my major takeaway is this is a good football team. The line I said right from the start, put some damn respect on their name. And the disrespect this Eagles team has gotten over the last month has just been asinine. And the respect paid to a certain team in Dallas that I won't even refer to by name, that is just, it's crazy to me. But you know what? It's fine. They can talk their talk. We'll keep walking the walk.
That's so funny. That was my take, too. I was watching that Giants game, and the Eagles were up big. Jalen Hurts comes out of the game, and I never swear on Twitter, ever. And, my first thought was the national media, and I dropped an F-bomb towards everyone that has the Cowboys as Super Bowl favorites. I never do that. I love that. I love that take. What about you? We'll start with Ryan F. Go ahead.
Awesome. My biggest takeaway is the offensive line. They've been so consistent, so dominant, just allowing Miles Sanders to do his thing, Jalen Hurts to do his thing. They've just been looking spectacular. I mean, obviously, this past game, you can kind of nitpick in little spots here and there. Ryan and I were just talking about it in our previous show that, you can look at, certain guys and just say, well, he messed up here, here, and here. But overall, just a dominant offensive line performance.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan F?
R.
Whatever.
I know, it gets confused. We're like twins, but I kind of feel the same way you guys all do. But I the thing I'm taking away from this team is just the similarities to the 2017 season, where this season kind of has come out of nowhere, and it's we've gotten well above our expectations. But just like then, when we had some deficiencies or some holes, Howie has gotten and went out and has gotten what we need to fill those deficiencies. When our run defense was hurt, when Jordan Davis, was on the IR, what did he do? He went out and got Sue. He got Linval Joseph. When we just had an injury to Blankenship and to our punter, God rest his soul, Sipas. He went out and brought back Anthony Harris, who is going to be able to step right in because he knows he knows this team, he knows his system, and he goes ahead and get a 3-time Pro Bowl punter in Brett Kern. So Howie is in lockstep with Nick, with this team, and they're just, again, it's eerily similar to 2017, to what we're doing then and what we're doing now.
Yep, absolutely love it. My take is pretty close to Shane's. It's just the overall ability of the Eagles offense to punish you in pretty much any way imaginable. You want to play strike offense downfield, bang, 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 check. You want a pass-heavy 5-minute series of horizontal offense against a heavy blitz attack, check. You want a team that could run the ball for 10 minutes down an opposition's throat, check. Like, I'm just so impressed with the Eagles' ability to just adapt and make opposing defenses guess wrong every single week. And I think that's unquestionably the Eagles' biggest advantage they've got going for themselves right now as they kind of get ready for the playoffs. It's been nuts, man. Like Shane said, over the last 2 weeks, the Eagles have outscored 2 teams that are currently in the playoff picture, 83-32. They have the
best beating anybody.
Yeah, they have the best point differential in the league at 138, and they're playing their best football at the right time, man. And I'm going to break it down even more than that. Check these numbers out, Shane. The offense, check out how elite this offense is. I look at first downs. You look at the rushing attack. You look at the passing attack. You look at against the Giants on first down. 15 first down carries, 126 yards, 8.4 yards per carry. You want to throw the ball. The week before that, it was the passing attack that destroyed the Titans on first down. 20 first down passes, 148 yards, 7.4 yards per completion. I don't care. I'm going to say it right now, guys. Any team, there's no team in the NFL right now that's going to stop the Eagles if they're averaging 7-8 yards on first down, especially with Jalen Hurts and this RPO-heavy offense where Jalen Hurts can make defenses guess wrong more often than not. This offense is just elite, elite, elite.
I put out a tweet earlier today talking about the Eagles' effectiveness on early downs. Their early downs, so first and second down EPA is 28% higher than second place. 28% higher than the second best team on early downs. And if you just look at rush EPA, they're almost 500% higher in rush EPA on early downs than second place. It's just absurd what this offense is on early downs.
Yeah, just wow. Let's go into top takeaways from the Eagles defense versus the New York Giants. We'll go back in reverse. Ryan R., you're up, man.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I don't want to make sure I don't start going off on a tangent on the wrong thing. Yeah,
top takeaways from the Eagles defense against the Giants.
Listen, the run defense has been so stellar over the last couple of games, and again, you're facing off Saquon Barkley, who is a top running back when healthy in this league. And yeah, he was, maybe a little banged up, but again, he was out there. So, as far as I'm concerned, that means you're healthy and you're good to play. They shut him down just like they shut down King Henry, and this defense is just swarming when it comes to the rush defense. And again, it was something that we were all very concerned there for a little bit with Jordan Davis being down, and now he's back, and you have all these extra additions, and this team is absolutely coming together as a defense as a whole. I mean, we not only is our rush defense so much improved over the last couple of games, and it's been showing, but also our pass rush. I mean, we lead the league in sacks right now. We have 49 sacks. The whole starting defensive line has over 6 sacks each. Brandon Graham 8.5. You have Reddick with 10. You have Cox with 6. Hargrave with 8, and I think Sweat has like 6.5, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but still, again, their defense as a whole is there's no holes.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
I mean, just to highlight even one guy, just TJ Edwards continuing his dominance. I feel like every time I'm on this show, I mention him, but he deserves the mention, deserves a shout out. He's just been having a stellar season, and definitely deserves a Pro Bowl nod. If not, is he already in? I'm not sure, but he should be if he's not. I mean, it's just incredible the way he's been playing, and I definitely can't wait to see him in the Eagles colors for some time to come.
Yeah, hopefully.
He is top 10 in tackles as of right now. Looking at the stats. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, my biggest takeaway, man, this defense, they play big boy football. Like, they just come at you in waves. Their pass rush just – everybody, like, Ryan, you ran down, like, the stats of who has so many sacks. Like, this team, they just come at you in waves. They're as deep as they are dangerous. And, like – and that's the incredible thing to me is the depth on this defense and the defensive line. They've had injuries, and yet they keep coming after you. It just comes in waves.
And hitting hard, too. I mean, I know, mentioning Marcus Epps and the wood that he's laying out, I mean, just destroying people. So, yeah, I mean, they're coming after you and coming – just intensely.
Yeah.
What about you, Shane?
Yeah, the pass rush is unreal. They pressured Daniel Jones on 55% of his dropbacks. That sacked him 7 times, 33 total pressures. Obviously, you love Brandon Graham getting 3 sacks. He's 1 away from tying his career best. He's a sack and a half away from getting 10 for the first time in his career. So you pull for that over the last few games. Hassan Reddick had 9 pressures in this game. The Eagles now have overtaken the Cowboys both in total sacks and pass rush win rate. They're now number 1 in the league in both. And this is all from a team that I was told needed to blitz more. So I don't know where those people are at now. And then just getting off the field. The last few weeks, they've allowed a conversion on only 26% of third down attempts the last 3 weeks. The defense is pitching gas.
Blowouts. Yeah.
The defense is pitching gas. The offense is doing the same. You hope that the NFL season is cyclical. You have spurts where you struggle, spurts where you're red hot. You hope the Eagles are able to stay red hot like this because the way they're playing right now, nobody in the league can beat them.
Yep. Yeah, that's my take too. The pass rush. I mean, Ryan, Shane, you guys know, like we've been sitting here the last 2 years pounding our chests, wanting for the Eagles to get home. While we're looking at a team that has had at least 6 sacks in back-to-back games for the first time since 1998. You guys. Shane,
that wasn't a good year.
But yeah, second best in sack percentage, third best in pressure percentage. Shane, you took the third down numbers for me because that 26%, man, it wasn't that long ago. We were sitting here complaining about trying to get the Eagles the Eagles defense away from manageable third downs. They were getting killed on that against teams in recent weeks. And these last 3 weeks, I've just been blown away by Jonathan Gannon's ability to adjust, stack the box more, the timely blitzes. It's all been crazy effective, led by the Eagles pass rush. So that being said, let's jump right into this Bears squad here. The Bears have lost 10 of their first 13 games. According to FanDuel, the Eagles are favored by 9 points on the road. Per ESPN, the Eagles have an 82.5% chance of winning. The Bears are coming off a bye, so they will be better rested. However, the Bears have lost 6 games in a row. They're currently sitting third in the 2023 NFL Draft. This is a team that ranks number 1 in rushing, but also dead last in passing, which we will break down. I'm going to throw it to you, Shane. Let's talk matchups to watch. Eagles offense versus the Bears defense. Time's yours.
I got a question for you. Eagles are sitting pretty good right now. I got that 2-game lead on Dallas for the 1 seed. I also got the Bears, who right now have the pick ahead of the Saints. Maybe the Eagles just throw this game. Bring it back. Just big brain 3D chess this thing. Go lose this game. Leapfrog the Bears in the draft order and still pull out the 1 seed. Obviously, I'm joking.
If the Texans had beaten the Cowboys, I think we'd be having a more serious discussion about that.
It would be really nice if the Bears was the Week 18 game, and so you get the double thing of we're pulling our starters to rest up, and oh no, we're gonna lose this game. But defensively, the Bears are just a bad football team. They're 32nd in defensive DVOA, worst in the league. Their EPA since the start of November is 32nd. Their dropback EPA is 32nd. It's nearly double 31st. This is just an exceptionally awful defense. They have no pass rush. Fun fact, you want to know who is third on the Bears in terms of pressures this season? It's Robert Quinn.
Brisker?
Robert Quinn.
Robert Quinn.
I thought it was you, Shane. I thought you'd suited up a couple times.
I was about to say Shane had.
Yeah, although you did get right on this part. Jaquan Brisker is tied for the sack leader of the Bears with 3 sacks. He's rushed the passer 20 times, and he's tied for the most sacks on their team. This is a team. They allowed 27 points to the Marcus Mariota-led Falcons. They allowed 31 points to the Mike White-led Jets in 2 of the last 3 weeks. It's a terrible defense. They've got nothing. They've got no teeth on the defense. The Eagles should.
So you're telling me I'm only 3 sacks behind the Bears team leader?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. You can dream, can't you, Eric?
I absolutely can, and I will.
Yeah, they've had nothing but disappointments across the defensive line, which we'll break down. We were talking about this before going live. Is this an audition tape for Javon Hargrave and the Bears this offseason? Because you look at the Bears' needs across that defensive line, and you look at Javon Hargrave, who is having a terrific year, top 5 in pass rush win rate on the interior there. I could easily see Chicago having a ton of money this offseason trying to get our guy there. I'll throw it to you, Eric. What's a matchup to watch here between the Eagles' offense and the Bears' defense?
Well, I think you said it right there. Just that the defensive line against the Bears' offensive line, the Bears' O-line is not very good. The Eagles' defensive line is, we've talked about how great they are. And so, to me, that'll at least be a fun one. Look, I would love to point out a great matchup for, to put Slay on a receiver. But I can't think of, I don't know, maybe try to contain Fields' running. That's about all I can think of. Yeah. But yeah, I'll just go with the defensive line against their offensive line.
Okay. All right. Let's throw it to Ryan F.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough to kind of point out. I would just say, I guess, our linebackers kind of watching Justin Fields and where he's going and just, being aware and watching maybe spot. I don't know. It's really tough. I mean, but, I'm – what?
Did I take the wrong side of this question?
No.
Is everybody else?
Right.
Okay.
Eric messed it up.
Oh, wait.
Okay, I was just making sure. Because I did that one time when Dive said offense, and I talked about the other team's offense instead of ours. I was just making sure it wasn't me again.
No.
Yeah, it happens every week.
It happens every week.
Oh, I really thought you meant our defense against their offense. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Our defense against their offense?
No.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, sure, we can go that way too. I don't see many mismatches.
Birds of the Roundtable had its bye last week, and we're coming out of the bye a little bit rusty.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We did have a week off, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
I've had several weeks off, so I'm really rusty.
Do what you did against the Giants. There you go.
Do that.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah,
Ryan
so
Orr.
the Bears defense, as you said, it is horrendous. The stats prove it. You can just, if anybody's seen any Chicago Bear game this year, which I
God bless you.
hope you haven't. Yeah, God bless you. You can just see that that they have no one. I mean, they have again, some young players that could turn into something like Brisker, and you have the weird situation, with the rest of the team where it just seems like nobody wants to be there, and their play shows it. So I will only assume dominance from our offensive line on their defensive line. I will assume dominance from our wide receivers against their defensive backs. And I honestly think Miles Sanders is going to have himself another day and get himself just up that Eagles all-time rushing leaderboard.
And kind of also like easing Dallas Goedert back in if he is, if you do decide to throw him in there and play him, just kind of throwing him in some plays and getting him back
Shake
into
off that rust.
Exactly, back into the swing of things.
Yeah, shout out to Calcaterra and Stoll, who've had much better games these last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Calcaterra was laying down the blocks in that last game. He was doing very, very well. That's one thing that I tried to point out to everybody watching the game. I don't think anybody really cared, but I was like, man, this guy is all over the place and just in the right spot, Johnny on the spot. So it was nice.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
started calling Calcaterra the creative player. He was just the generic way. The Eagles just created him in the lab. Like I've never heard of him anywhere else. He's never done they went into creative player mode on Madden and just made him.
Yeah.
Did they create the past where he had like 3 concussions during his football career?
Probably.
Love it. All right. My matchups to watch: Eagles offense versus Bears defense. I'm a player development guy, so I've got, and luckily we're playing the Bears here, who really pretty much the only guys to care about are some guys that are flashing some kind of potential. So my first matchup to watch is, of course, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith versus a couple secondary guys for the Bears that are kind of intriguing. You've got Jalen Johnson, 23 years old, and you've got Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State. Jalen Johnson was a second-round pick in 2020 out of Utah. He's that kind of primary boundary outside corner that you're going to see defending a lot of the number ones here, most likely A.J. Brown. You look at his performance this season through 10 games as a starter. He's allowed only 319 yards on 23 completions while being targeted 35 times, and he's only let up 1 touchdown in 2022. So he's got some good numbers there. That's probably one of arguably their better defenders. And then you've got Jaquan Brisker, man, one of my favorite guys from the draft last year. I wanted the Eagles to draft him so much.
Yeah.
He's been a day one starter for the Bears from the jump. He plays strong safety. He's got 73 total tackles, 3 sacks, a fumble recovery, and interception. Right now, he's the team's highest graded defensive rookie by PFF at 69.9. Brings a physicality to the Bears defense in that defensive backfield. It's really important to know he suffered a concussion back in week 11, but he's off the IR, and I believe he is on track to play against the Eagles. So that is something to watch. So A.J. Brown and Devontae versus those two guys, but I think that's obviously a huge advantage for the Eagles in their favor. Another young guy that I remember talking about a lot, especially on Chalk Talk, I'm talking about Jack Sanborn. Lend me some linebackers, and I'm talking Miles Sanders versus Jack Sanborn. Sanborn was one of the most impactful rookies for the Bears. This dude was undrafted out of Wisconsin. I remember talking about him on my linebacker rankings. He kind of got his opportunity to start at the Mike position after Roquan Smith was traded to the Ravens, and Since starting at middle linebacker in week 9, he's got 44 tackles, 21 stops, and 2 sacks. And those tackle numbers are the second most in the league in that span. So he's been really kind of having a really nice impression for the Chicago Bears. He's clearly trying to get a starting gig in 2023. So Jack Sanborn is a guy that's been flying all around the football field that Eagles fans should definitely keep an eye on. Jack Sanborn. How about that?
Definitely.
All right. Let's roll on to Eagles defense versus the Bears offense.
Can we
Top
skip
matchup.
Ryan?
All right. I will lead us off, Shane. Go ahead, man.
Their offense hasn't been half bad since the start of November, since they sort of adjusted the offense for Justin Fields. They are 8th. Is that a kickoff return for a touchdown?
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
I tell you guys, Madden is not realistic. Anyways,
Yeah, 90-yard punts are realistic.
90-yard punts? Come on.
so since the start of November, they are 8th in offensive EPA, 11th in drop pack EPA, and 6th in rushing EPA. And so their offense has been it's been decent, or even above average over the last 5 or 6 weeks of the season. They like to get Justin Fields on the move, obviously. They design rollouts on 16% of their snaps, which is the 3rd highest percentage in the league. And when they roll him out, they have a positive play rate of 61%. So are you guys hearing an echo when I talk, or is
Yes.
that just me?
A little bit.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good on my end.
I'm good.
I'm hearing it.
Okay, I am too, but I'll ignore it or try. So, anyways, they like to get Hurts. They like to get Fields on the move, and he's very good when they get him on the move. They also utilize a lot of play action passing on 21% of their pass plays. That's the 5th highest in the league. So this is a play action. It's a bootleg team. Justin Fields, Justin Fields is the best runner at the quarterback position in the NFL. He will make an athletic play sometime in this game that will make your jaw drop. How the Eagles choose to deal with that, I don't know. I don't think you want to contain rush. You don't have a linebacker that can spy him. Kazir White, TJ Edwards, they can't spy Justin Fields. So I don't know if you just pin your ears back and go get him and just know he's going to get you on a run at some point in this game, but that's something to watch out for. The pass rush will have a chance to get home, though. He's got the longest time to throw in the NFL at 3.12 seconds. The only other player over 3 seconds is Zach Wilson. So he holds on to the ball forever, and there will be time for the pass rush to get home.
Awesome stuff. What about you, Eric?
Well, yeah, it's funny. We talked about this in the pre-show. We said, man, doesn't Justin Fields kind of remind you of a poor man's Jalen Hurts? And at least, of his rookie year and last year. Well, it's one of those things. So the Eagles have seen that, throughout their practices all year, but only they saw a better version of it. And Justin Fields can play, but I really do look at it can we contain the Justin Fields running? That's the key. You stop that, and there's really not much Chicago can do against you offensively.
I agree. All right, Ryan F.
I mean, I'm just going to kind of echo that. I mean, you have to be able to do your best to make Justin Fields beat you with his arm. And if that's what's going to, if that's what it's going to come down to, then, again, I think it's going to be a successful day for the Eagles. If we're all in agreement with that. And, if he's going to get his, then it's going to happen. But you just have to force him to throw the ball, and that's about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, Justin Fields is definitely the best player on their offense. And while he may not be such a polished passer, he can definitely kill you with his legs. They also have a very good running back in David Montgomery, who just ran the ball there for quite a good game.
Yeah.
So their run offenses can be formidable at times. So again, I think we're going to get a good test of how this defense stacks up. The rush defense stacks up, especially considering it's not your traditional, running style when you have a quarterback that can take off. So, again, I'm curious to kind of see how they react to that. You're right; they don't necessarily have a starting linebacker that that would say that they would spy. Unless you're going to bring in the Kobe Dean, which I'm okay with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to how they contain Justin Fields as he obviously just runs it in for a 2-point conversion.
Just a quick question. I think Shane, had you said that the Bears are the number 1 rushing team in the NFL?
No. I said I said that Fields is the best running quarterback in the NFL. Like he's the best runner.
I thought you said they had the number 1 rushing offense.
Yeah, earlier.
I understood you, Shane.
Yeah.
No. Earlier, I thought you had said they are the number 1 rushing offense.
No. That's the Eagles. The Eagles are.
Oh, I thought you said Bears.
Rushing the football, the Bears average 5.4 yards per carry. That's 0.2 more yards per rush than the next best team. I think they're right there. Shane, correct me if I'm wrong. But per carry,
you did say the Bears were the number 1 rushing team earlier. That's why I asked, and I wanted to see how far ahead they were, in yards and everything like that compared to the Eagles.
Yeah, I believe they are 189 yards per game on the ground. And that is number 1 in the NFL.
Okay, they do. Yeah, they lead in rushing yards per attempt at 5.4. The Eagles are 6th at 4.9. Yeah. I pull most of my stats from EPA stuff, not from like those. So it depends on what you're looking at specifically. But they're 6th in EPA, rushing EPA.
Yeah. No team runs more than the Bears. 58.6% of their called plays are run plays. So they're going to want to kind of, cement their will there with their run game against the Eagles. Kind of a guy that I think has hurt them, especially since he's injured now, was Khalil Herbert. He's kind of been kind of a nice surprise for that team. I think he's been much more of a positive than David Montgomery. But Herbert's on the IR, so he's not going to be playing against the Eagles. But Montgomery, you look at his last 3 games, 4.6 yards per carry on 15 carries per game. He hasn't quite lived up to the expectations in Chicago. And like Miles Sanders, he's going to be a free agent this offseason. So it'll be really interesting to see how much money that dude gets paid. So the guy, I got a couple of guys I'm looking at. Cole Kmet. I don't know if you guys have heard of that dude. I think he scored a touchdown here just a bit ago. During this game, but he's a tight end. He's kind of quietly become Justin Fields' favorite target in this offense. Yeah. He's first in receiving touchdowns for the team. He's the second leading receiver in catches and yards. This dude was 43rd overall in the 2020 NFL draft. He's got really good size. He's been on the field much more. I think last week he was nearly on the field 93% of the snaps, which was the most by any skill position player for the Chicago Bears. But like, I'm not really worried because remember the days when the Eagles just got destroyed by tight ends with Nate Gary.
Oh yeah,
the Eagles have given up how about this one? The Eagles have given up the 7th fewest yards against tight ends this year and just 3 total touchdowns. Like, talk about like a difference a Nate Gary less defense makes for the Birds. But another guy to keep an eye out for, and I don't have anything else really, is Tevin Jenkins. He's a right guard for the Chicago Bears. He was a 2nd-round pick back in 2021. He's been really strong. He kind of moved to right guard this offseason. Per PFF, he's the highest graded offensive lineman for Chicago at 80.1. He's kind of been the guy. But outside of that, their offensive line is pretty weak. There's not much other than that. So Tevin Jenkins, Cole Kmet, and I guess David Montgomery are the few names there to keep an eye out for the Bears. Let's jump right into player of the game and score predictions. Lead us off, Shane. Eagles by 50, right?
Yeah, this should not be a good game. I'm going to say the Eagles win 45-13. and Jalen Hurts is going to be the player of the game. This might be his 500-yard passing game if the Eagles want to let him go get it, because this Bears defense is just so bad. He threw for 380 against the Titans in 3 quarters. Could easily have a similar performance against this Bears defense.
What was your prediction one more time?
I said 45-13.
Oh my god. Okay. What about you, Derek? Go ahead, Eric.
I'll go 38-10. I again think this is going to be a thrubbing. I'll say AJ Brown as my player of the game. I think he goes off a little bit. Yeah, I just, I don't see where, if maybe Fields gets some rushing yards, but like other than that, I just don't see where the Bears have any clear advantage.
Yeah, absolutely agree. What about you, Ryans?
Eric, what did you say? 38-10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the over under is what, 48 and a half?
Oh boy, somebody's going under. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 45-16. I think it's dominance all day. I think Minshew might start the second half. It might be that ugly. I just, again, like Eric, I won't use made up words like thrubbing, but I will say that they will dominate for sure, and it won't be close.
Made up words is like my big thing. Don't try to take that away from me.
No one's going to try and take that away from you, because no one will use the word thrubbing.
You don't want a good thrubbing from me, buddy.
I'm going to go with 38-17. I'm going to say, going late into the game, it'll be 38-10, and then Bears will score a garbage touchdown, make it 38-17.
I like that a lot. I like that. This is one of those games where, like, just stay healthy. Just stay healthy. Like, this is the game before Dallas.
Right?
Like, this definitely is like a trap game. Am I wrong? Like, because I know all the Eagles players are probably focused on that Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Yeah.
It is really not to. But, I mean, you would have to imagine the way that they've been playing and the focus that they have, but they're not going to pass over this game. But would you say, like, they have a comfortable lead, couple minutes into the fourth, everyone goes out?
I hope so. That's the hope.
Yeah.
It's just everybody stays healthy. Jalen, you stay healthy.
Except Ndamukong Suh, because apparently he's still out there with the second stringers, or at least he was against the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he gets hyped enough, he might stomp somebody. You never know.
Oh boy.
I look at this game, and the way the offensive line has been playing these last 2 weeks, like, it just screams just a blowout. Like, the Bears defensive line is so bad. Like, I don't see like any reason why the Bear or the Eagles should just walk right over Jason Kelsey, Dickerson, Lane, hitting that second level, opening wide open holes for Miles, and so forth. So I'm right there with you. Eagles just scored a touchdown. They're up 21-14 here. But I definitely, I'll say 42-17. And I like the take on the Bears getting like a late touchdown with the Eagles starters mostly on the bench. And my player of the game, I'm going to go AJ Brown again. I think this screams another AJ Brown game. And yeah, the Eagles' ability. I mean, it's what a world of difference with an elite talent like AJ Brown in this offense. It showed again last week. And that Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown chemistry, man, it's going to be fun to watch here against the Bears when they tear them up. So that pretty much wraps up this show, even though we've got almost a full fourth quarter remaining in this one. What we'll do here is
just stay on to watch the end.
I will say we didn't. We forgot to give.
Yeah, I forgot to give the player of the game. Sorry.
I'm going to go Miles Sanders.
And I'm going to go Quez Watkins.
Oh,
nice.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
I like that. Shane, who's your player of the game?
I said it was going to be Hurts. I think he's going to go off in the passing game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Way to go outside the box.
Yeah.
Hey, if you get asked first, you get to take the easy one.
Very true. Very true.
Mark.
He does host this show called Chalk Talk, so.
At least I didn't pull a Dibes and be like, my player of the game is the entire Eagles team.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the defensive coordinator.
I do that quite a bit.
You do.
Eric, who was your player of the game?
I had AJ Brown.
Okay.
That's 2 AJs.
I'm trying to find some Eagles players who are from Chicago who could be potentially a homecoming for these guys. I'm skimming.
Here, I got
Pro
while
Football
you look for that. I
Too
can
bad
give you a
Robert
few
Quinn
more.
isn't available.
Yeah.
I can give you a few more stats on Justin Fields specifically. We talked about a little bit his rushing ability and what do you do against that? And one of the things I don't think the Eagles should do is blitz a whole lot. When you look at Justin Fields' splits versus the blitz and without the blitz, against the blitz, his completion percentage falls like 2%. It's not much. His yards per attempt is about the same, but his passer rating is much higher against the blitz. He's got a 103.7 passer rating against the blitz versus a 77.8 not against the blitz. And his touchdown to interception ratio is also worse. Like against the blitz, he tends to escape the pocket and make plays with his legs or take shots downfield, kind of creating. And so I don't think you want to blitz him. I think you want to keep him in the pocket and make him beat you from there. And then kind of like we talked about with the Titans game, you want to get the Bears into passing situations because Fields is a markedly better passer when they utilize play action. A 95 passer rating with play action, a 79 without play action. So if you can neutralize those play action threats, it does take a lot of what he's able to do off the table. So just some things the Eagles could try to do there. They need to win early downs, which we talked about. They've been really good at. Get them into passing situations. And then, who's he going to throw the ball to? You talked about Cole Kmet. Darnell Mooney is the only wide receiver on this team that has over 20 receptions this year. And yeah, coincidentally, Mooney lines up in the slot on over 60% of his snaps. So big game for Avonte Maddox. He's probably going to be on their best receiver for the majority of the game.
That is horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
got one.
Just a quick question for everybody. I know, Shane, I think I saw that you had said something about Lane Johnson and how dominant he's been, but can you guys just kind of elaborate a little bit more on just how well Lane has been doing this season and how he's really not getting much recognition?
Well, he hasn't allowed a sack since like World War II, so
it's incredible.
26 games.
He's
record.
He has ESPN has him as the highest pass block win rate at 95%. So 95% of the time he wins.
Oh my God!
On his pass blocks, and then I think he's up there on run block win rate too. Oh no, never mind. That was Jordan Mailata is number 3 in run block. Let me run down the Eagles' offensive line for you real quick. So ESPN does pass block win rate, run block win rate. So top 10 pass block win rate is Lane Johnson, number 1. When you look at offensive guards, Landon Dickerson is number 3 on pass block win rate at 98%. When you look at center, Jason Kelsey is 6th in pass block win rate at 96%. And then when you flip over to run block, Jordan Mailata is the number 3 offensive tackle. Landon Dickerson is the number 1 offensive guard. And Jason Kelsey is the number 2 center. So the Eagles literally have someone in the top 10 at all of those. Their offensive
it's just
line
not
is
even
just
fair.
ridiculous.
It's like they have a cheat code there.
Freaking love it.
Yes. Was that Jeff Stoutland University, baby?
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's wild stuff, and that's why I think Howie's gonna definitely find a way to get a top right tackle in this draft. That's another conversation. I always see that dude playing the draft like 2-3 years down the line.
That's what you have to do.
To learn under Lane, to learn under guys like that. and just that culture, that play style. Anyway, I do have an answer for you guys. Ready? The TJ Edwards is from Chicago. He's from Downers Grove, which is a 30-minute drive outside of Chicago. So there you go. There's a player that might have. He's going to have his family there. he might have a big league.
So we're getting.
Can he even show out more than he already has?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
1 tackles, 1 sack, 1 pass breakup.
All right. Eagles have 2 minutes left here against the Bears. Let's wrap it up. We'll throw it to the Lions. Plugs time. Time is yours.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, sir. Good, sir. Hey, Philly Sports Alliance. We got shows throughout the week. You can find us on all major social medias. Best way is to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, obviously, all of the Painted Line shows are on our Facebook as well, so that's a great place to get constant content. Put on your automatic notifications so that you know when we go live. And then, of course, down here we have our Twitter, although I think it's cut off. It's Philly Sports PSA on Twitter. But yeah, we host a show, Philly Broadcast, every Tuesday at 7. And then me and this guy up here host a show every Monday. Football Smack Talk show at 6. And then, of course, we have all of our other shows. So, yeah, always appreciate the love and support. Loving this show. TPL, PSA, all day.
Follow Shane, follow Dives. Both these guys know their stuff.
Yeah.
And
sure.
They're a wealth of knowledge. Follow, share, like, do all that.
Yeah,
and Eric, too.
Yeah, blindly follow.
If you have time.
Yeah, only if you've got time. Yeah, no, don't push yourself.
Just follow Eric at Eric.
Yeah, I didn't add my Twitter handle.
Blooper, the Twitter official.
I love how the Eagles just went victory formation on first down and knelt the ball, and then they came out on second down and called a shotgun run.
Got a lot of Madden.
And now they're back in victory formation.
There you go.
Maybe Miles Sanders needed a few more yards.
Yeah. Wow.
Love it.
Love it. Trying to get it.
All right. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, again, Philly Sports Alliance with Ryan. He and I, we do our little football smack talk show. Yeah, a little show. We've done like 200-something episodes. Yeah, nothing big.
No big deal.
313 years, whatever.
Yeah, and also on hey, any pro wrestling fans out there, check out Wednesday. Actually, this week we might be doing Thursday nights. Wednesday nights, we do the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs podcast on the Philly Sports Alliance. Me and my buddy Mike, we talk all things wrestling. We build up for the Royal Rumble coming up.
It's awesome. That's awesome. I haven't watched wrestling since like the 90s. Those were the glory.
Yeah.
Those were the glory days. I miss those days so much, but
yeah,
it's what it is. Shane, you're up, bro.
Yeah, you can give me a follow on Twitter at @halfandhalf_TPL. I'm also on YouTube at ShaneHalfNFL. This podcast goes there. My Tuesday night podcast, Chalk Talk, which will go live here in just a few minutes, covers the whole NFL. It also goes out there. It's on Apple Podcasts as well. And then I'm on the BGN radio feed for their post-game reaction shows and the midweek EPA podcast, which will be recording tomorrow morning. Dropping tomorrow afternoon, so you can check all that out. I'm going to be a little off my normal content schedule the next couple weeks for the holidays, so going to be traveling a lot. Might not get a lot of all 22 video out for the Giants game or the Bears game, but we should be back in full swing that week after Christmas, so I'll be back on a normal schedule then.
Awesome. Shane Half, one of the best Eagles Twitter follows there is. If you're not following him, you're doing it wrong. I promise you. You'll thank me later. And go check out his YouTube channel, BGN, all that stuff. I'm almost done with the defense when it comes to the 2023 NFL Draft. I've been doing top 10 rankings, and I am on linebacker this week. Pretty intriguing class. Linebacker's fun.
We knew somebody who liked linebackers.
I'm an old school guy. I love me some linebackers. So, wow, a lot more fun guys to break down than the safety class. So I've been doing top 10 guys. Linebackers will be this week, and then it will be wide receivers. So if you love the NFL draft, I'm hoping next week the Draft Network drops their new mock draft simulator. It's currently in construction. So it's supposed to drop mid next week, something along those lines. They said mid-December. So expect a ton of mock drafts. Just first round mocks, day 1 and 2 mocks, trade mocks, no trade mocks, you name it. There's going to be at least 30 mocks. You get a mock, Shane. Everybody gets a mock.
Everybody look at your chairs.
Get a mock draft.
So yeah, with the Sixers not having a draft pick this year, it's going to be all NFL draft this summer. It's going to be a ton of fun. So I think I'm already at like 80 players scouted in this draft, which is nuts. Super ahead of the game at this point than I was before last year. I mostly started like right around the Senior Bowl, and that's pretty cool. So what's such a huge draft for the Eagles, especially with Hurts' extension in the near future. That's gonna be just so much fun to talk about what they should do with that Saints pick. Should they, double down and get a Will Anderson and have like just an elite pass rush for the next 10 years, or should they trade back and restock the talent on this roster with when resources are going to be a little bit less or a lot more less with Hurts getting such a huge number cap wise. So thank you everyone for watching. Go check out Philly Sports Alliance, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you get your Philly sports content. It's there. If you're watching us wherever, just hit that like button. Be sure to share the love. The more times you hit that like button, the more it goes to new demographics, and that's what we're all about. Just talking shop and talking birds. We are the Birds of the Roundtable every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. For Shane, for Eric, for the Ryans, I'm Dives. Stay awesome, everyone.